Welcome to the introduction for Module 5 for ED 584. I do have a picture that I put up, a picture I took at the Lincoln Memorial. This is about 5, 6, 7 years ago when I was out in DC for a conference. And as you all know, I'm from Illinois. And a little bit of trivia: when Abraham Lincoln, before he was president, he used to ride what they called the circuit in Illinois, and there was a murder case on the neighboring farm where I grew up back in the 1850s, and the person who was accused of that crime was the farmer who owned our ground. Lincoln came out and was one of the lawyers on that case. So a little bit of trivia about our 16th president, whose birthday is on February 12th. So I'll move on into the introduction. This module continues the examination of mean testing, specifically through a study of related samples t-test. While the one independent sample t-test allows us to test a hypothesis comparing a single group mean to that of a known or predicted population mean, and the two independent sample t-test allows us to compare two independent group means, the related samples t-test allows us to test hypotheses concerning two related sample means, for example, groups. Related samples, also called dependent samples, can occur through the use of a repeated measure design or a match pair design. Repeated measures means that participants are observed at different times, and each time data is collected, that is considered a group. For example, participants could be measured before a treatment is applied and then measured again after the treatment has been applied, such as pre- and post-test design. Or they might be measured across two different treatments, such as within subject designs. Related samples can also be established through the use of match pairs design, in which case participants are only measured once within the group they belong, and then matched with another participant in another group based on some common characteristic. When conducting any statistical procedure, it is important to understand the assumptions of the procedure and ensure they have been adequately addressed. Assumptions of the related samples t-test are normality and independence within groups. As we learned from our study of the one sample t-test, a significant finding should include a reporting of effect size. Effect size provides an indication of the meaningfulness of a significant finding and can be numerically represented through any of the three different statistical calculations. They are the Cohen's d, eta squared, and omega squared. Each of these effect size measures are included within and important for our study of related samples procedures. This module also includes a study of an alternative approach to hypothesis testing. All t-test procedures are a form of hypothesis testing. And that alternative approach is in the form of point estimation or interval estimation, and that's going to be in the Statistics for Behavioral Sciences, Chapter 11. Important concepts include the fact that the mean of a random sample is an unbiased estimator of the population mean and can be used as a population estimator. Remember, the mean from a random sample is the expected mean of the population from which it is drawn. Another important concept is the fact that the standard error can be estimated from sample data and used to establish confidence intervals. A confidence interval represents a range of values in which we can be sure within a designated level of probability, usually 95%, but it could be any level decided upon, that the value of the population is within that interval. The lower value of the confidence interval is called the lower bound, while the upper value of the confidence interval is called the upper bound. The lower and upper bounds are sometimes reported within brackets. For example, And then in here we have the bracket with LB and UB. When the confidence interval for the mean difference contains the value 0, then that indicates insufficient evidence to conclude a difference exists between the groups. A mean difference value of 0 indicates there is no difference between groups, and thus if 0 falls within the confidence interval determined for the mean difference, then we cannot claim a difference exists between the groups. Okay, so then we have the learning objectives, which I'll let you read when you have time. And then we'll go into the readings. The readings for this learning module from the statistics for the behavioral sciences will be chapter 10, which is related samples t-test. And we've also posted the PowerPoint supplement, and then the YouTube video as a supplement. And then chapter 11, estimation and confidence intervals, and with the supporting PowerPoint slideshow and also the YouTube video. In the how to use SPSS, it is section 6.4. The assessments is your module 5 reflective commentary, and the link is in this learning module. And also the research article summary will be due on February 15th. The link is here in the learning module. To consider for our next module, for the next module, we will expand our study of means testing through an investigation of published research articles that describe studies that use the t-test methodology. Now is a good time to identify several journals that are associated with your field of study and begin searching them for studies that investigate group comparisons through the use of the t-test method. And then going into our links, the PowerPoint presentation for testing means related to samples, for related samples t-test. Here is the YouTube video on dependent samples t-test. Then the estimation and confidence intervals PowerPoint, and the YouTube on estimation and confidence intervals. The module 5 reflection, a link, and then a link to submit your assignment for the research article summary. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I will visit with you later. Thank you.